Welcome to Bird Camp Radio, where the coveys rise from the high pines, the marsh valleys, the sagebrush seas, and the shelf rock ledges. Here at camp, the fire's always glowing, the dogs are never far, and the stories of birds, wild places, and the upland life are just beginning. This is Bird Camp Radio. Hello, Campfire crew. I'm your host, Kellen Golightly, your modern outdoorsman, average guy, and avid upland game wing shooter. And this is the introductory podcast of Bird Camp Radio. Many of you may be asking, what is Bird Camp Radio? What is it going to entail? Well, this is it. Bird Camp Radio is a podcast dedicated to the world of upland game hunting and the traditions that surround it. Each episode is like pulling up a chair around the campfire after a long day in the field, a place where hunters come together to share stories, pass on knowledge, and celebrate the community. Our mission here at Bird Camp Radio is to celebrate the upland hunting tradition, connecting hunters, conservationists, and storytellers through authentic conversations. This mission extends by sharing campfire stories, practical knowledge, and timeless wisdom that honor the birds, the dogs, and the wild places we cherish. Here on Bird Camp Radio, we have a vision, and that vision is for us to become a leading voice of the upland hunting community, preserving traditions, inspiring future generations, and fostering a deeper respect for the land, the birds, and the bond between hunters and their dogs. This is all accomplished by you, the upland game community, and your contributions. So here's a little backstory on myself and why upland game hunting and the creation of this podcast. Like most, my upland game journey began in my youth. My father was an avid hunter and passed the gene on to me. Throughout my childhood, my siblings and I apprenticed behind our 2 Labrador retrievers and my father. It didn't take long before I found myself addicted to working dogs, birds flushing, and shotgun shells firing. But as I grew up, competitive sports and other activities began to take importance over my passion for hunting. It wasn't until I graduated high school that I returned to my senses and fully immersed myself back into the great sport of upland and hunting in general. My wife and I now continue the passion together, whether it be spring turkey season, posted up in a blind, grouse in the high pines, chukar on a rugged mountain slope, pheasants trenching through the tules, or whatever else is flying at the time. You can find us out there. What makes upland game unique and exciting is the birds and their habitat. With hunting seasons almost year-round here in Utah, hunters get to experience all the elements. Experiencing each bird in its respected place in nature is almost sacred, and the diverse terrain and adversity faced with each species is quite breathtaking, both literally and figuratively. I started this podcast for several different reasons. Firstly, the foundational respect I have for the birds and the love of the sport. With that passion, I wanted to create a space where average people like myself could gather together, creating a community of hunters who hold the same values and passion for it as myself. Secondly, you, the hunters, your stories, your knowledge, and respect for the sport. I want to hear it all. We want to hear it all on the podcast. It starts with each individual to create a community, and through your participation and dedication, we can create something unique here on this podcast, where avid upland game hunters come together to share and enjoy a legacy. what you listeners can expect from this podcast. You can expect a new guest each week, an upland game hunter with their own unique background, experience, and perspective. Every episode will feature our signature rapid fire around the campfire game, where we hit our guests with 10 quick and fun random questions so listeners can get to know them beyond the hunt. From there, we'll dive into their upland hunting world. Favorite gear setups, go-to shotguns, trusted dogs, and the birds they most love to chase across the field and forest. Listeners will also enjoy first-hand stories, sometimes funny, sometimes hard-earned, along with field-tested tips and advice for making the most of their own hunts. To top it off, each guest will share an upland game recipe, giving the audience fresh ideas for taking their harvest from the field to the table. Whether you're a seasoned bird hunter or just discovering the tradition, every episode is packed with camaraderie, insights, and the spirit of bird camp. Thanks for tuning in to Bird Camp Radio. I hope you'd enjoyed sitting around the campfire with us today. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Share the podcast with your hunting buddies and invite them to join our growing campfire community. I'd also love to hear from you, whether you want to join the podcast to share your own story, or if you've got tips, topics, or changes you'd like to see in future episodes. Stay connected with me on Facebook at KellenGolightly and Instagram at KellenGolightly for updates, behind the scenes moments, and more upland hunting content. Until next time, keep your dogs steady, your shotguns ready, and we'll see you back at Bird Camp. You've been listening to Bird Camp Radio, where the high pines, marsh valleys, sagebrush seas, and shelf rock ledges always call us back. Until next time, keep your dogs close, your shot true, and your campfire stories ready to share. We'll see you back at camp. Don't miss out on the next episode where we'll host our first guest on the podcast. You don't want to miss this one. Thank you.